friends, Mayflaw here in the studio. I started off this video on works in progress, specifically holiday projects here for the first video of 2025. And I started working on them. I started thinking, well, I'm going to do half of them. I want to show myself that I ought to complete some things. I want to make sure I close out some things and do some things right, okay? 0 of the projects that I intended to set out and do for holiday 2024 happened. And I sat down to look at why, not to be mean to myself, not to like harsh on myself, but to see if I could see anything that was a pattern or a problem that I could fix for future. And what I really found was November and December, I was working 60 hours a week, guys. On top of all sorts of appointments, you know, physical therapy and working on physical therapy, working on my mental health with my psychiatrist, working on all this other stuff, doing all of this other stuff. Why did I think I was going to get any projects done? Now, that's not to say that nothing got done. I got gifts wrapped. I got some other stuff sorted. But as I have cleaned up the studio in here for the new year, I just kept finding things that I had started but not completed. And given everything, mental health to how crazy busy I was, kind of makes sense. And you know what? Things happen, right? And there's nothing wrong with setting a goal. There's nothing wrong with having an intention of like, hey, you know what I really want to happen? You know what I really would like to do? And to my mind, 6 projects was incredibly light. No problem. I just didn't start early enough. I didn't plan enough. I didn't make intention enough to create the space to get them finished. I also didn't focus enough. I'm looking at the progress I made. If I had condensed my focus to 1 project at a time, there'd probably be 2 done instead of 0. But it is what it is, right? And I'm not sharing this to harsh on myself. I'm sharing this to explain what I did, that I looked through it, and now here comes the fun part. So now, what do we do with it? It's themed for the holidays or gifting. I don't keep loose in the studio. Anything that's themed needs to be in the box. That's the holiday craft box. As for the whole rest of the year, I don't do like seasonal holiday kind of crafts usually, unless someone's hired me to do something. But here for myself, I'm just kind of in a stage of life where that's not really something I do. And things that you might think of as spring or summer, I don't know, butterflies, flowers, rainbows, I don't know. Those are year round for me. I love those year round. So those don't need to go away in winter. I use them a lot in winter. But the holiday stuff, we're putting it all away. And it's funny because I sat down and I was like, you're going to finish half of these, May. And as I was sitting here, I was realizing there are a bunch of other projects. There's an organization project. There's my curtain project. There's a card. I wanted to make a New Year's card for a friend, and I had a specific idea in mind, but I needed the desk cleared off before I could do that. I've got a bunch of stuff like that I have in mind that I would like to do. But I was trying to put this, which honestly, if I had completed the half that I was thinking at, probably 14 to 20 hours worth of work. Yes, craft work. Yes, I would love it, but it would set me 14 to 20 hours behind. And when I think about it that way, when I think about, you know, it's easily 1 to 2 weeks worth of craft time that I would then be behind. Now we're looking at February before, so I'm fully booked the 3rd week of January. So now I'm looking at February before I can take those on, or before I can finish the other works in progress or project ideas that I had. That doesn't sound good to me. And that doesn't sound like setting myself up to start the new year well. So, all of that to say, the projects are now in their box. And I have made a note to myself in my paper planner that on July 1st, Christmas in July, right? July 1st, pull this out, look through them, and finish at least 1 or 2 in the summertime. I tend to end up having some time in the summer, and things like stitching projects are really good in the summer because I'm sitting very still. I can sit there and sip ice water, sit next to the air conditioning vent, they tend to be very good for summer projects. So that's what's gonna happen here. I just need to add my stamps. I have a couple of them in here, but I know that there's a couple more holiday and Halloween stamps floating around, so I gotta find those, get those in here and put that all away. And then we're off and running. Next week, I'm gonna come on here and we're gonna be talking about organization. I've got a big organization project going on with the beads, and in a moment of aha clarity and targeted ad, I realized the exact container I wanted to get my beads sorted. I also realized I need more than one style of container depending on what we're talking about. So we're gonna get into all of that next week. I've also got some short videos. If you're into the shorts, you'll find those on the shorts tab here on my channel. I think that's about it. We are off and running. New videos here are going to be, at least for now, on Thursdays, so watch for those. And I will see you next time. I hope you have a fantastic week.